Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. That's so funny that I'm saying that unironically right now. My name is Anna. It is early July right now and I want to talk about New Year's resolutions. So this year was the first year that I ever did a New Year's resolution or like have stuck to it for this long. So I wanted to do like a little 6-month check-in, why I'm doing it and what I've taken away from it so far. At the beginning of this year, of course, the phrase new year, new me was flying around. For the first time, didn't like roll my eyes and I was just like, a new me sounds pretty cool right about now. And so I drew up a picture of what this new me would look like and I kind of boiled it down to 3 words that I wanted to be more of. And that was intentional, goal-oriented, and analytical. I was very intimidated to commit to doing something for 12 months because I'm like, what if I get to 7 months and I'm like, this isn't for me anymore. So I was like, no, we're gonna put that idea on the back burner. Dry January was very trendy this year and I was like, dude, I can totally do dry January. No drinking for 1 month. That's great. I'm not a big drinker and 30 days isn't that long, so I can definitely do that. I could probably push myself a little bit harder. I didn't want to swear away drinking for an entire year though. And I was also inspired by 75 Hard, which is super trendy, super big. Very, very, very intimidating, very scary to me. Not only is it 75 days is a long time. It's so many different rules and those are very like strict, stringent, pushing rules, I guess. And I didn't feel that I was ready to do that. And honestly, I was just really scared to fail. But I kind of landed on a conglomeration of everything where I would pick one goal and stick to it for each month, reconvene at the end of the month, and then pick a new one for the next month, and then reconvene, do another one for the next month. So today I kind of just wanted to talk through how those months have gone so far and what I've taken away, what was hard, what was easy, what I am continuing to do, and what I will never do again. So let's hop right into it. Okay, I brought my notes up here, so if I am looking down at my phone and making bad eye contact, don't come for me. So in January, we did dry January. I was only in a couple social situations where other people were drinking and I was in environments that had alcohol in it and I didn't really feel too tempted and my friends were like supportive / didn't really care what I did or not, and it was really pretty easy. So I would say starting off with the cons of doing dry January was that it felt a little bit too easy, hang with me, and it didn't feel like I was pushing myself hard enough and I had other vices that were bigger and stronger and maybe a little bit more damaging than alcohol. So I wanted to kind of set my sights on those habits that I wanted to kick moving forward. The pros of doing no alcohol was that I slept really good. It was pretty easy. My friends were super supportive and it was nice to actually like actively see my friends be very supportive of that. And I was like, cool, I have great friends. I did struggle a little bit. I work in a restaurant and we serve alcohol. Trying new drinks, especially like new winter drinks or new beers or new wines that we're having, I did struggle a little bit with that, but I've worked in restaurants for a very long time and so I feel that I can still sell alcohol and still understand drinks without drinking. So I guess my takeaways from January were that I like not drinking. It kind of is a safe space for me, so I didn't really feel like it was like the end of the world or too challenging. But I did feel like I wanted to challenge myself more moving forward with my goal months. All this to say that I'm not going to swear away drinking forever and I'm not going to say that I don't drink. I do just want to be more intentional about making daily decisions. Going back to my main goals, I want to be more intentional in the moment, if that makes sense. Moving on to February, I did no phone in the bedroom. I used to have my phone plugged in right on my nightstand and I would fall asleep watching a little video on my phone and then I would wake up and I would check all the social medias and check my email and check all the things. I decided in February I was going to start sleeping with my phone plugged in the bathroom. I think it was a pretty common theme with all of my months so far is that the first like 7 to 10 days were hard and it was just basically a behavioral adjustment. I had such a habit and such a routine of having my phone there and I had a habit and routine of going to bed watching a video. It was just a matter of breaking those and finding a new habit. I think that that was what helped me. The cons of this were I was thinking about my phone a lot in the beginning. I was thinking about my phone a lot in the beginning and it made me anxious that some catastrophe was going to happen on my phone and I was not going to know about it until the morning and I was going to miss this big disaster. All this to say that the biggest pro was that none of those things happened, and my anxiety actually dropped. Stopped thinking about my phone quite as much, stopped worrying about things that were out of my immediate control, and just kind of helped me become more mindful in the moment. My sleep got a lot better, so that's always good. I did struggle coming home at night because I had the habit of like watching a TV show or watching a video and then falling asleep to that and having my phone right there, but I made a new habit and it really wasn't that big of a struggle. My takeaway from this month was that this is a really, really good habit, and I still do it to this day. Even when I have gone on vacation and when I've gone to visit friends or gone to visit family, I've found a place outside of the bedroom to put my phone and sleep, and that's been really good, especially when traveling. Like, I feel like I get very stressed out when I'm traveling, and so having that little practice has made traveling easier for me. In March, I did no buying clothes, which I bet some people are like rolling their eyes like, oh my god, congratulations, you went 30 or 31 days. I don't know how many days are in March. You went a whole month without buying clothes. But this is actually big for me. Personal style and fashion is my like staple creative outlet, and like my favorite activity to do on a weekend or a day off is to just go thrifting, throw in my headphones and literally just touch every piece of clothing, trying things on, buying a huge haul of things, and then they would not be worn. That was kind of where my inspiration for this month came. Starting with the cons of doing a no buy clothes month was that I started out feeling very like creatively restricted. I was like, what am I gonna do with my days if I'm not gonna be doing this, you know? And I really had to look at my own wardrobe and look at the pieces that I actually had. Am I wasting space? Am I wasting money on buying the same thing over and over? Am I really missing something? And it turns out that yes, the answer was yes to all of those things. I was missing the staple pieces that I needed, and then I was just had all of these like event wear things that I was never going to wear because it didn't fit in with my lifestyle. So I would say that the pros doing this month forced me into finding different ways to have fun with fashion and have fun with style. So I played with my own wardrobe, and then I also found a lot of YouTube and podcasts and other fashion outlets that I could learn about fashion and style and clothes that wasn't spending money and wasn't consuming. And then moving forward, I was much more analytical, and I became a much better shopper and a much better stylist, if you will. I just made better decisions once I took away the opportunity to make decisions, if that makes sense. I did struggle because I found gaps in my wardrobe that I didn't fill, and I was turning a blind eye to because I was like, I'll just wear something different. For example, I'd have a shirt that I really loved, but I would never wear the shirt I really loved because I didn't have pants that went with it, I didn't have a skirt that went with it, I didn't really know the occasion for it, which, like, if you really love the shirt, you should honor that shirt and you should find pieces that pair well with it. Hello. So my takeaways for this month is that I'm a much better shopper now, much better analyst now of fashion, of clothes, not only of individual pieces that I am picking up and deciding to buy, but also of putting together entire outfits. I am able to communicate better with my outfits, and I take a lot more information from others' outfits as well. I just feel like I'm a lot more analytical after that month. So I definitely would do it again, definitely want to do it again. I think maybe maybe this month. I haven't spent any money on clothes this month, so maybe I should just write it out for the rest of this month. April was undeniably the hardest, most difficult month of my life. It was insane. The first 3 months of this year just went by so well, and it was so arguably easy that I was like, let's think of the hardest thing that I could do right now. What would be the hardest thing to give up for me right now? And that was caffeine. Let's get into that. I've got my notes up for this one. The first 15 days were the hardest days of my life. Tired, I had headaches, my digestion sucked. It was crazy. I also was so nervous that I hadn't broken on any months prior, and I was so scared that coffee withdrawal was gonna be what did me in. Like, we can do better than that. The pros were that it needed to be done. I've been drinking caffeine for like as long as I can remember. I'm pretty sure I started drinking White Monsters like in high school. Ever since I started drinking caffeine, I really can't even think of like a 5-day span, like a week. of not having caffeine, let alone a month. So I really needed to resensitize, come back to earth, touch some grass, just drink water. I would say also that my sleep improved a lot. And in the beginning, I was a little bit anxious to wake up. I was scared I was gonna like miss my alarm or something, but I didn't. It was fine. And honestly, the biggest pro was just to be able to say that I did it. I wanted to think of something really, really hard to do, and now that I have bragging rights to say that I went 30 days without caffeine, or 31. I don't know how many days are in the months, and I don't want anyone to teach me, so don't teach me. I think that the effects of these self-control months too really showed their benefit after the fact. So like doing a month of no caffeine, I didn't feel like I was becoming a better person. I was like, this is horrible, this is so hard, I don't know why I'm doing this, who do I think I am? But once May started, didn't need a ton of coffee or an energy drink or whatever just to like wake up and be alive and do my job and do my life and be a good person. So let's talk about May. I decided to come off my like super crazy hardcore stuff, and I didn't want to take things away anymore, and I wanted to add in a healthy habit, so I decided to do intentional outside time every day. I started out doing like exercising outside every day, where I would go for my walks, go for my runs outside. I added in a couple like Pilates days out by the pool, just watched a little YouTube video. Then I like got to probably day 10 or 12 and I was like, oh my god, I just like need a day off and I just don't want to exercise today. So I just like ate breakfast outside with my cat and would just like be outside on days that I didn't feel like exercising, and that was so good for me. I ended up taking the entire month off of the gym, which is something that I haven't done for quite a long time, and it was definitely a break that I needed. I would say that the cons of this month, the things that were hard, were the weather can be unpredictable. Like if it's in the morning and I work all day, I obviously have to go out in the rain. Getting over that hump or the mental hurdle of thinking that I needed to exercise every time I was going outside, that was a challenge for me. I would say that the pros are getting fresh air was so good. I get so cabin fevery and stir crazy and seasonally depressed, and so I really need to intentionally take time to go out and be in the outdoors when it is nice out when I can. It was super good to have time away from the gym. I was kind of getting stale in the gym, and so now when I go in the gym, I like really appreciate it a lot more, and I get more excited to be in the gym actually, and just existing outside is good. I've also, that month also got me really good about putting SPF on every single day, no matter what. When I was going to the gym and being inside, I was like, probably don't need it. We need it. My takeaways were that I love being outside every single chance that I get. I feel that I need to be a little bit more mindful about being outside. Really pushing myself to be outside when I can is what I took away from that, and I really like that. I'm still trying to do that now, and I kind of almost want to do a month of intentional outside time like in the fall or winter when the weather isn't as nice, and just practice getting bundled up, find ways to make it like fun. Maybe having like a hot matcha or a hot coffee on like a little walk outside. I think that would be really fun, and I'd like that. In June, I decided that I was getting a little bit too obsessive with having one singular goal and being super rigid about that. And going back to the 75 hard inspiration, I was really intimidated by having all the compounding rules. And so in June, I decided I want to compound a couple of goals. So I did no dead food, no alcohol, reading every single day. I had a morning and night cleaning routine. So I like opened the house and closed the house and having like a cleaning routine. Compounding actually went really well, and I was like really happy about that. It was kind of nice to have two of them be abstating things where I wasn't doing something and then adding in 2 habits, and it wasn't adding in 4 habits, and it wasn't taking away 4 habits. We'll start with the no dead food. That was really hard at first, but definitely good for me. Was less food oriented. My hunger cues at work leveled out a lot better, and I feel like I have a lot more control over my nutritional intake when I'm not just snacking on random food all the time. No alcohol, like I said, is really good. I did a lot more experimenting this month with like non-alcoholic drinks, mocktails, being in drinking situations, and I'm feeling a lot more confident with understanding what situation might warrant a drink. Because again, I'm not swearing it off forever, but it's making me more analytical of situations that I would like to have a drink. Reading every day has been so good. I feel like summertime is such a good like reading vibe. Like I love laying out by the pool or out by the beach with a book. Force myself to finish my book that I started over the winter. It kind of just dragged on. It was actually Children of the Red Peak by Craig DeLuey. The pace was slower than I expected, which is my fault. Don't come into a book with expectations. It was good, but I am happy that I finished it. I found a book by an author that I heard was really good. So I ended up reading Rouge by Mona Awad, and I was just like immediately addicted. Oh my god, so good. Flew through that one, and then I did get Bunny, and that's what I'm reading right now. I'm really liking it. I love Mona's voice, and I love her writing style and the bizarreness of her books, but the storytelling is just like so good. I totally forgot to mention that I started How to Talk to Anyone by Leo Wand. It's such a good self-help / professional development book, and I've definitely seen improvements in my professional performance with this. I just needed to take a break and really practice the tips that she had suggested in this before I just finished the whole book and flew through it in like 3 days. It's been a great nighttime routine. It's more consistent, because before I was like watching TV in the living room and then coming in, or just like laying in bed and trying to fall asleep, or just, you know, I don't know what I was doing. My morning and night cleaning routine has been really good for me. So I will wake up and I'll go out into the living room kitchen area and turn on all the lamps. We'll start coffee, and then I'll do some kind of like work or reading on my computer or my book before I get on my phone. And then going to bed, wipe down all the counters, turn off the lamps, start the dishwasher, and then close all the blinds. Oh, morning time, I open the blinds too. So I think that just having like a morning and night opening and closing the house routine has been really cool, and I want to continue to do it. Maybe add on a couple things that makes me a good little homemaker, you know? In conclusion, I think that this has been one of my better life decisions, and doing each of these months is getting me closer to the new me. New year, new me. I think that I'm becoming a lot more intentional with my decisions each day. In the months, I'm not really thinking about it because I know that that's just the rule, but then afterwards, I'm a lot more mindful and intentional about drinking caffeine, drinking alcohol, buying clothes, etc. I'm a lot more goal-oriented too, where I'm like, this month I'm not gonna do this month I'm not gonna do this month I am gonna do this. It's helping me take chunks of what my little goals are to get to the long-term goals. It's all about practice, it's all about reps, and that's just, I think, what I need in goal setting space. And I think that I'm definitely getting a lot more analytical. That was my intention with having the monthly goals. I didn't set them out in January. I haven't planned them out. Once I get to the end of the current month, I will take a good look at my situation and I analyze what habit would really benefit me and what habit would really propel me towards the person that I want to be. I think that reflection is helping me be more analytical. So, thank you guys for watching. If you've come this far, new to the internet, it's kind of vulnerable to be talking about your goals and intentions and how you want to be better, so this was hard. Let me know if you guys want to do like another 6-month check-in like this, or if I should do like a monthly check-in. I'm really excited to meet Anna at the end of 2024. Bye guys. Wow, okay, I've been talking in front of the camera a lot. One of my goals, actually I do care, I'm not gonna say that. I talked about something that was really, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just talking on camera because I said I was going to.